You got $20,000 D coming into your shop, and you ain't even around to see that shit right. We got to come back on them, and you can't even tell me about who they was. One of them was named Omar. Omar?
Ew! Y'all need to open this door, man, for a huff and puff.
The 10 best characters from HBO's The Wire.
Price of the brick going up. 30 more.
This is a controversial take, y'all, to say the least. Look, y'all at home know that Big Rich is a Wire fanatic. There's no hiding that shit. Picking a favorite character, putting a list like this together, that's like someone asking me which child I love the most. Everyone on this show was great, but today, it's about...
We're here because you're looking for the best of the best of the best, sir!
When picking the best, we had to choose the characters that had the best storyline, the characters that were engaging. Shit, they were so good at their portrayal, you ended up caring for them like they were real people.
Come on, man.
Look, y'all, I had to split this into 2 parts. This 10 right here is only focusing on the ground level street cats, the characters that made the streets of Baltimore a living hell.
Do tell.
Do tell.
But first, like always, Big Rich, tons more Wire content on the way. Thanks for clicking the link. It's been a minute since I dropped a video. Me and the wife had a baby, so it's been a little hectic on my end. But I'm back on my grind, I'm back on my bullshit. I'll be dropping videos again on a consistent basis. Alright, y'all, let's get into it. We're gonna start this off with a day 1 character. A character that set the whole series in motion. Number 10, DAngelo Boxdale.
Like I said, the queen ain't no bitch.
Some of y'all might be surprised to see him on the list, but DAngelo's storyline kicked the whole series in motion. Started this joint on trial for murder. Being the nephew to the boss, Avon Boxdale, came with some perks, and beating a murder charge was one of them.
Yo, man, you family, okay? That shit costs money.
I mean, what made this character so great was the complexity. Homie was deep. Homie was emotional.
I was courtside for 8 months. And I was free in jail. Then I was at home.
And with an uncle like Avon and a mother like Brianna, you knew homie's life was unpredictable.
I'm sorry for putting him out there like that. And that I'm gonna make it up to him.
Well, you gonna make it up.
But with all that said, what really got homie on this list, how he made his bones, was his conflict with Stringer Bell. And that shit all came to a head in prison. Stringer and Levy came to visit homie, and we all know what happened next. 20 years later, and we can all utter those words. We can all feel pain. Where's Wallace?
Where's Wallace? That's all I want to know.
Oh man, for DAngelo's character to finally stick up for himself, every time he repeated it, it got louder and louder. DAngelo knew Wallace was gone.
Look at me! Look at me! Where the f*** is Wallace? Huh?
I don't know, y'all. I remember watching this shit and remembering how breathtaking this shit was. This was TV at its finest. And even though DAngelo Boxdale's character expired early, he still deserved a spot on this top 10 list. Moving on to the 9th best character on The Wire, Chris Parler.
I'm on it.
Probably the most feared character on The Wire. Look, y'all, it wasn't all bad with Chris. Homie was a music fanatic.
Shaking and jiggle it, yo. Who made that track?
Shockingly and weirdly enough, he was a family man.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And just like Jesus, he was a carpenter in his spare time. Who am I kidding? Chris was a straight-up psycho. A strategic and tactical psycho, but a psycho nonetheless.
Chris, please.
Don't fret, boss. I got you covered. Quick and clean, I promise.
He's one of my personal favorites on the show. I mean, the reason he's on the list is the way the tone shifted every time he was on screen. The way homie spoke to his victims, that weird calming effect he had, it was like he was trying to befriend you and make you feel comfortable about dying. Shit was creepy as hell.
Chris, no.
You know, I keep it quick, Dre.
Here?
Here's good.
Safe to say, Chris is a one of one.
Go about it slow.
To this day, I haven't seen another character quite like him yet. Moving on to number 8, we got Brother Muzon.
Good day to you, sir.
Brother was a standout every second he was on screen. What made his character so great is how David Simons portrayed him. He was the opposite of how a normal gangster would be perceived. From his clothes to how he talked.
Reform, Lamar. Reform.
I mean, he read books on the project bench in his spare time. Lamar better tighten up and not forget the Harpers.
Lamar, where's my Harpers? Say what?
Everything about this brother screamed scholar, not muscle. This shit was unexpected, but a pleasant change of pace.
Every week I tell you the same shit, and every week you forget half of what I say.
Also, y'all, I gotta say it. I believe Gus Fring from Breaking Bad was inspired by Brother Mouzon's character. I'm just spitballing here. I could be wrong. There's a ton of similarities between the two.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
You guys at home, get in the comments section, let me know your thoughts. But look, y'all, what made Brother one of the best characters on this show, what earned him a spot on this list, his interactions with Omar Little. The cat and mouse game, the back and forth.
No need to prolong this.
Now we got time.
At times, that shit was some of the best parts of The Wire. It was like Shakespeare in Baltimore.
Pull it slowly, then toss it.
Only thing that bugs me to this day is Brother's lack of screen time. Not seeing him season 4 or season 5 still pisses me off, because homie here could have been way higher on this list.
I want to ask you something, brother.
Moving on to the 7th best character on The Wire. We got a fan favorite of day one, Bodie Brody.
You know my name. You know my name.
Bodie's character highlights how truly great the writing for the show was. Look, we all remember the ending of season 1. And how dirty they did Wallace. Whether Wallace deserved it or not, that's a topic for another video. But no matter which way you slice it, this was still a heinous act.
Yo, I'm a nigga, yo. You brought this on yourself, man. We boys. You brought this on yourself.
After this scene, I hated Bodie, hated Poop, Stringer, David Simons, the producer, the cameraman. Anyone who had a part in this was on my shit list.
Do it, goddammit, if you're gonna...
This is probably the saddest moment on the show. Then The Wire does a complete 180 with Bodie's character. Seasons 2, 3, and 4, you can't help but rock with homie's character. He turned into that smart-ass pawn.
Unless they some smart-ass pawns.
I mean, he was loyal to a fault, stood his ground, and went out on his own terms. Yeah, as a fan of the show, I wish it would have ended differently, but from his first scene to his last, Bodie stood 10 toes down.
Bodie, come on, man.
Number 6, Death himself, Marlo Stanfield.
My name was on the street.
From Marlo's first scene, you knew homie was gonna mess shit up.
Ain't gonna happen.
Marlo's character really highlighted his ruthlessness and how ambitious he was.
It needed doing.
I mean, he was crazy enough to go at all 3 of the big dogs. He went at Avon, Prop, and Omar and still came out with his head.
Do tell.
But real shit, each beef revealed something about Marlo. With Omar, it showed he had no limit. There's no line he wouldn't cross. And in all honesty, he probably has the most sinister, most hardcore line in the whole show.
Make it no bail.
Because what Chris did on his orders, oh my God, worst scene in the whole series.
Say, Omar.
Omar. Then him going at Avon just highlighted how militant and how tactical he was. It was like Marlo was 2 steps ahead of every move Avon made.
I don't know. Might be walking into something a little later.
And lastly, with Prop, it showed how ambitious Marlo was. Because that ambition, I mean, Marlo took everything from Joe. Took the connect, took the co-op, and ultimately took Joe's life.
Close your eyes. It won't hurt none.
Jamie Hector deserves a standing ovation for this shit, because he played one of the grimiest cats in television history. Moving on to the top 5, and at 5, we got Weeb.
But where you at? You in a goddamn sandwich shop.
Bay is easily the most loyal character in the Boxdale organization. I mean, he took a bullet for the team and then came right back and saved Avon's life. Not to mention brought him cheese fries as well. Now that's a friend.
Hey, they had cheese fries, baby.
I got you some.
In one of the more memorable scenes from season 1, Weeb damn near confesses to every unsolved murder in West Baltimore. I mean, the brother was even confessing to murders he didn't do.
How about them witnesses? The security lady, and what's his name? The maintenance man. Yeah? Yeah.
Get in the comment section, y'all. Do you think this got Bird off? But to be honest with you, if his arc would have ended season 1, he probably wouldn't have made this list. It's season 4. Safe to say, Weeb's character has one of the more unexpected moments in the entire series. They introduce Homie's wife, the spawn of Satan, and Naaman, a confused teenager. For Weeb's character to swallow his pride and allow another man to raise his son, give that okay. I mean, a former cop at that, showed the type of character that Weeb had. When Weeb told Delonda,
"Man, come down here to say my son could be anything he damn please."
That's one of the more touching lines in the entire series. Deep down, Weeb didn't want Naaman to be nothing like him. Him checking Delonda as well was pretty pleasant.
Remember who the fuck you talking to right here. Remember who I am.
Let me know what you guys think.
My word is still my word.
Next up, number 4, we got Stringer Bell.
I heard he damn near shit his pants when he saw what happened to Omar's bitch.
Probably the smartest and stupidest character The Wire had to offer.
You ready to put the work in?
Idris was the toughest one to place on this list. He could have been as high as 2 and as low as 10th.
He's sending him, brother.
From New York?
But if there's one thing that Stringer Bell's character taught us, it's the importance of staying in your lane. When Avon got locked up and Stringer Bell got a taste of that power, it corrupted him. Everything that he was good at season 1 just went out the window season 2 and 3. Doing grimy shit behind Avon's back, being humiliated by Clay Davis to where Homie made it rain on him.
He rain major.
Stringer Bell was Stringer Bell's biggest enemy. He couldn't get out of his own way. And with all that, he still managed to piss off the 2 most lethal sons of bitches on this show.
What'd he go by?
Brother Mozone.
Not to mention, he tried to throw his right-hand man, Avon Boxdale, back in a box, truly showing how snakish his character became. I mean, Stringer went from one of my favorites to one of my most hated characters in the span of 2 episodes. Moving on to the top 3, and at 3, we got Slim Charles.
Y'all trifling with Avon Boxdale reputation here.
The opposite of number 4, Stringer Bell, Slim Charles did exactly what he was supposed to do. He stayed in his lane. Slim played his role, and look how far it took his character.
Boss, you get that boy Marlo in line on our connect. He might try to go around the co-op. Go around us. You know what I'm saying?
Slim's probably the perfect soldier. If we were doing a draft and everyone from The Wire was available, I guarantee Slim would be just about everyone's first pick.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft.
I mean, he was mentored under Avon Boxdale and then Proposition Joe. He took in the ruthlessness from Avon.
Alright, listen, big man. You're about to earn your fucking keep around here right now.
And then he learned the business and the strategic side from Prop Joe.
That was for Joe. Joe.
He has all the qualities to be an effective leader, but he chose not to. He chose to stay in his lane and wait. Marlo tried multiple times to get Slim to advance, but he didn't want no part of that shit.
Meaning no disrespect, but I ain't cut out to be no CEO.
Also, y'all, Slim spoke with conviction. When he opened his mouth, everyone in the room listened. He had everyone's respect.
Game done changed.
Game the same, just got more fierce.
I don't know, y'all. Get in the comment section. Did I rank Slim too high? Moving on to number 2, Omar Little.
Omar don't scare.
R.I.P. to the god, Michael K. Williams. Omar was the stick-up man of all stick-up men. He was the boogeyman of Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, where do I start with this character? I said at the beginning I was looking for
the best of the best of the best, sir.
Omar has some of the best scenes and best quotes on the show. Him lying on stand to get psycho-ass Bird locked up and jammed up for what they did to Brandon. I mean, that shit plays rent-free in my mind on a daily basis.
Hey, look, I ain't never put my gun on no citizen.
You are a Marlo, are you not?
Yeah, he played dirty at times, but he had a code as well. There was a limit. There was a line he wouldn't cross. And that's what we respected so much about him.
A man must have a code. Oh, no doubt.
I said this earlier, every second him and Brother Mouzone shared on screen, again, it's some of the best parts of the show. The shit is priceless.
Omar listening.
Omar had a quality that maybe only McNulty had.
In between them 2 days, give you something to think on.
He had a weird way of rubbing that shit in your face. It was special how he handled his victims. Robbing Andre, and then buying a pack of smokes from him legitly, while waiting for his change.
A box of Newport.
Going to Joe's pawn shop, getting his clock fixed. Then coming back with the ticket after you take everything Joe has.
Say, how's your ticket, Joe?
Oh man, the arrogance of this brother. It's like he was pouring salt on the wound. This shit was like a sport to Omar. He would go at the biggest and baddest with no fear. One of the funnest, best, and deep characters in television history. And lastly, number one, the God MC, the Holy Grail, Wood Harris, Avon Boxdale.
Young boy ran us off the corner? I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
He was so good and so smart at this street shit. I mean, when the season started, they didn't even know what the brother looked like. And what was dope about Avon's character, Avon Boxdale knew who he was. Good or bad, love him or hate him, he knew and accepted what he was. I think this character probably has the best quote in the entire series.
The thing is, you only got to fuck up once. Be a little slow, be a little late, just once.
Plus countless other legendary moments. His beef with the police season 1 carried the show.
Look at these Delta Force motherfuckers, man.
I mean, him breaking out of jail was legendary. The back and forth cat and mouse game with Omar Little was legendary.
Yo. We doubling down on Sweet Lips, all right?
But you saw Avon's true colors. You saw how he was built. The static between him and Marlo showed us exactly who Avon Boxdale was. Avon understood what had to be done to handle a savage like Marlo. That's why none of Stringer Bell's advice, none of that bullshit worked.
Yeah, I ain't no suit-wearing businessman like you. You know, I'm just a gangster, I suppose.
Stringer was cut from a different cloth. Avon understood the assignment. And I mean, good goddamn. If David Simons would have gave this character one more minute, he would have won the war against Marlo Stanfield.
Dang. Missed our shot. Bro, man.
I mean, look, y'all said this shit before, I'm gonna say it again. Wood Harris should have some hardware for his portrayal of Avon Boxdale. And the way the Emmys ignores this show, as well as the characters, I mean, with the utmost disrespect, they can kiss both my ass cheeks. Because they did the greatest show of all time dirty. But anyway, y'all, Big Rich, just having fun with the shit. Make sure you check out my most hated characters. I dropped that video a couple months ago. If you're still here and haven't subscribed, hit that red button and check out some of the other content. Like always, Big Rich, I rock with each and every one of y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.